Welcome back to the Sibling Group Chat. I'm Owen.
And I'm Cassidy.
Today we are back at it with the Odyssey review, episode 44. Thank you, God.
Yes, this is the 49th episode of Adventures in Odyssey. It originally aired on November 19th, 1988, just in time for Thanksgiving. This is again part of Album 3, Heroes. And in this episode, at Thanksgiving dinner, Whit tells a story of how his stepmother changed his life. Our themes are salvation, Thanksgiving, and making the best of a bad situation.
Yes. Good thing. Is this our first Thanksgiving episode?
Yes, it is, because this is...
one of like 4 of them.
But no, we're just about to a year into the show.
It's true.
I need to check the dates on that. But
you think about it, our holidays don't match up the first time through. But now when the holidays come back around, we can just tell people to go watch our reviews of holiday episodes.
That's true, because we've now hit most of them. We'll hit Christmas in a few weeks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Chris doesn't really have an intro, just that it's Thanksgiving and that Whit is having people for Thanksgiving. Are they at Whit's End? I always got the impression
they're at Whit's End. Yeah.
Okay. They're having Thanksgiving dinner at Whit's End.
That begs the question. I thought Whit's End didn't have a full kitchen.
It doesn't have a grill, so you can't make hamburgers without a grill.
Okay.
That's the only mention of lacking I can think of. Is that what you were thinking of?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can make a burger without a grill, but okay, Mr. Whittaker. I bet you can even make a burger in a pizza oven.
Probably. You can make a pizza burger or a burger pizza.
Yeah. Let us know if you know what episode we're referencing. I'm sure you do.
I would hope so.
The real ones know.
Yeah. So the people that Whit is having over Thanksgiving are Connie's mom, June, Tom, and Tom's wife, who is not named in the episode.
Yeah, he says Agnes once.
He does?
Yeah.
Okay, I missed it then.
Yep.
And
at least once.
Their nephew?
I think this is just like a foster situation.
Is it?
I believe so.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
I didn't really catch that. But a kid named Rodney, not Rathbone.
No, not Rathbone. Rodney Monty voice.
Yes.
This kid is voicing like every other episode. He's voicing another kid.
He must have just been in the studio and is like, yeah, you can have this one and this one.
Well,
and this
once
one.
They gave Dave Griffin a recurring character, he had to just do the rest of them.
Yeah.
Even Jack has been recurring at this point.
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't really have much at the beginning other than, there's making food.
Yep.
And then before the food is ready, they all gather around the table because Whit wants them to partake in the tradition of sharing something you're thankful for.
And before that, it's worth noting this is our first appearance of Agnes Riley, and not the first occurrence of Mrs. Kendall, June, because she's in stormy weather.
Yeah.
So not her first. But this is Agnes's first time. And I didn't realize that it said her name was Agnes here until I went back and listened after later episodes of Agnes Riley, because I felt like they didn't work with this, but it does. You can make it work.
Good to know.
Yeah.
So they're going around, and Whit asks Connie to go first. And Connie's like, I don't want to go first. I'd be thankful if someone else went first.
Yeah.
So her mother goes first and shares a touching thankfulness for her daughter, Connie. And Connie goes, same goes for me.
Ditto, except for me, not her. Or for her, not me, yeah. It's like, I meant it.
It's very, same goes for me, double.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the vibes you get there. Tom says he's thankful for that time of year. And they go, and different people around the table mention things like it's the start of the holiday season.
Harvest comes in.
And in between literally everything they say, Rodney goes,
and you get out of school. Yeah. And finally, it's like, Rodney, are you trying to tell us something?
And he said, well, he just likes the season because he gets out of school for Thanksgiving. That's his only reason he likes Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and Whit's like, well, there's a lot more to Thanksgiving than that. And Rodney's like, oh, yeah, I know all about it. I write all about it.
And to do a paper, there's the Pilgrims. And Abraham Lincoln made it a holiday. And he said they came together for a big feast of turkey and pumpkin pie.
Yeah. Which they probably didn't, but, it's okay.
Pie, maybe.
Pie, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't there.
Yeah. But you've been there in the Imagination Station books.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Don't get her started on that book.
Yeah. If you know, you know. Don't get me started on that
Nobody knows.
They might if they've read that book.
No, maybe, but they wouldn't know why. Anyway.
If you've read the Imagination Station book where they go back to the first Thanksgiving, let me know if you think there's any problems in it.
Because there is. I haven't read it, but Whit agrees with Rodney that he knows all about the history, but he says that he's missed the most important part. Rodney's like, yeah, giving thanks to God or whatever.
Well, he doesn't get what's getting at first, and it's like, what's the name of the holiday? Thanksgiving. Well, who are you giving thanks to? Oh, God, right? He's like, well, I don't have anything to be thankful for. And,
So Whit shares what he's thankful for.
mhm.
Well, and Rodney says like he's not thankful because like he doesn't have a mom around, because Connie says something about like she came up with something, and his dad is rarely around either.
Mhm.
And so he's like, it's not like he's upset at God, but he doesn't feel like thanking him for anything either.
Yeah.
And so Whit kind of says that, well, he says, I guess, I don't know if he says anything definitively about this, but basically he's given an example of thanking God even in circumstances that wouldn't seem like you would want to be thankful for them, or finding something to be thankful for in hard circumstances, I guess.
Yeah.
But what Whit is thankful for is his stepmother, Fiona Donero.
Yes.
How'd you spell that?
I didn't.
You didn't?
I called her Fiona Whitaker.
Because that's not what he calls her.
I know, but I couldn't figure out how to spell that, and I knew that was her name by this point. So I just called her Fiona, and in my character list, I call her Fiona Whitaker.
I see. But I don't really know how to go about telling this story, because it's kind of like,
tell the story.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you need me to tell a story?
I think this seems like a you story.
Okay. Well, especially because I've read the Young Wit books and you haven't. This is included in the
I've read the first 3 chapters.
Well,
of the first one.
This isn't even in the first book. I think it's in the second or third.
It actually happens in one of the books?
Yeah, it does. Cool. Yep. It does. There's a few more added details, and also it has a little sister who's not at all mentioned in this, but she's there.
She's there.
Her name's Charlie. Do you know that yet?
Mr. Whitaker? Probably.
Probably?
It's been a while.
Yeah. Anyway. So, yeah, it tells a story about how it took him a while to warm up to his stepmother, because obviously he was grieving the loss of his mother and all that, but they were living in Scotland when his mother died, and so his stepmother is Scottish, Fiona is, but then they've moved to North Carolina.
So why were they in Scotland? I've never quite understood that.
Okay, so they were in Scotland because his dad, I can't remember if he was teaching or was going to university in Scotland, and then that's
because they moved to North Carolina because his dad got a job at Duke.
Yeah. So his dad was either teaching or going to school in Scotland, and that's when he met Whit's mom, who's Scottish, and then Fiona was actually their housekeeper after his mom passed away, and then he married her. And Charlie is, I can't remember. Charlie is Fiona's daughter, but I can't remember if she brought her into the marriage or if they had Charlie after they got married. Can't remember from when I read the books.
Side note, if you think about it, Mr. Whitaker could very possibly be a Duke basketball fan.
Yeah, if you like basketball.
Well, I mean, he seems to. He does the radio coverage like 700 episodes later. So
that's true. Actually, there is a Young Wit book involving him and the Duke basketball team.
Really?
Yes.
I mean, I needed to read those.
You do need to be reading these. Yep. So that's the backstory from the Young Wit books. Where were we here? So yeah, they've moved to North Carolina, and he started to warm up to Fiona, and they're out horseback riding because it's one of their favorite things to do. And they're racing, but then they stop to catch their breath, and I don't even know how they get.
He basically just like straight up was like, "Yeah, sorry, I messed up your dress when we lived in Scotland."
Yeah, they're just bonding and stuff. But then he points out that he has a hard time accepting that she's happy all the time, she tells him, well, or he says she's happy all the time because she's never had anything bad happen to her. She's like, well, maybe that's true, maybe it's not. But then they decided to start racing again, and then she's not watching where she's going, and she hits her head. She like runs into a tree, hits her head, and falls off the horse. Is how it is implied.
Mm-hmm.
And then when she wakes up, they find out that she is blind, and she goes blind permanently. Takes them. It says they go visit a bunch of doctors in the show, but that doesn't happen in the book.
Well, the show came first, so I
know.
tend to say the show's
accurate. I know. But it says that she had her struggles accepting it, but she recovered pretty quickly and was pretty happy about it. Mm-hmm. The books do go through her struggles quite a bit.
I wouldn't
more.
say she was happy about it, but she had accepted about it and
she
moved
accepted
on.
it and moved on. Yes, but Whit is still having a hard time accepting this, and so it goes to a scene months later where his dad's reading the Bible, and then he asks Whit to read, and Whit doesn't want to read because. Well, he just says he can't. Like he doesn't.
Well, and part of it is the passage is specifically about being thankful.
That's true. Yeah. So he storms off, and
he apparently does this every night.
Yeah.
His dad says he does it every night.
He and his dad have a tense relationship, which is not really shown in the audio, but in the book.
In the book, it is. I've only got 3 chapters, and I know that.
Yeah.
So.
But anyway, so Fiona goes after him, and she makes a really funny joke where she's like, "My room's a mess," and he's like, "No, it's not. I just cleaned it." And then she
that
kicks
wasn't very funny.
But it actually is funny.
Well, and she says, then why are you smiling?
He's like, how do you know I'm smiling? Smiling is something you see. It's something you hear as well. Yeah. It's a very good Scottish accent. Also, did you notice that Fiona and June are the same voice?
I did, yes.
Yeah.
And young Wit and Rodney are also the same voice, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. But yeah, so she asks him what's wrong, and he says he's angry. And she's like, well, why are you angry? And he's like, because you aren't. And he's upset that now that she has had something bad happen to her, like he lost his mother, she's still not.
Well, and you skipped, first of all, he tries to say, like, he personally, like, he feels like it's his fault, too, because it was his idea to go horseback riding and whatnot.
Yeah. But ultimately, it comes down to he can't accept why she's so happy, as he keeps saying, but joy would probably be a more accurate word.
Because he still, to this point, hadn't got over his mom passing away, and he didn't know how she could be so happy with that when he, and something that happened even longer ago, still couldn't. Yeah,
but it's, it's kind of implied up to this point. It's at this point where we realize that young Wit has not become a Christian yet. And that's what Fiona explains to him, is that Jesus helps her have joy, and that she's not happy all the time, but it's in his strength that she can be thankful even for the hard things. And so they keep talking, and she eventually leads him to the Lord.
Yay!
And it's happy ending. Yay! And then we go back to present day, and they're like, wow, that is a really good story. And Rodney says, I'm thankful
that my dad didn't come to pick me up so that I could hear this story.
Yeah, and they're like, okay.
Well, and he must have phrased it weird, because Wit's like, well, your heart's in the right place, but your grammar's out.
Yeah, the way he says it is really...
Your sentence structure, I think is what he says.
Yeah.
It made me think of, like, your heart's in the right place. Your brain is missing in action, but your heart's in the right place.
But yeah, so we get this happy story about the joy of the Lord and the gift of salvation and thankfulness and Wit backstory all wrapped up into one.
And a good Thanksgiving episode.
Our first Thanksgiving episode.
This is one I forget about, honestly, when it comes to Thanksgiving episodes. I think of like Thanksgiving Carol, Thanksgiving at Home, the Grinch parody of the Thanksgiving one that they did way later.
Yeah.
This one isn't one that I generally think of.
I don't really think about it. It's not my first one I go to, obviously, because, Thanksgiving at Home, but yeah, it's a good one. And yes, it is a good tie-in with the Young Wit books. So if you've read the Young Wit books, Yeah, they're pretty good. They're quite good, actually.
And at the end, I just want to point out, Wit asks Rodney to say grace, and I think, if I remember correctly, he says, thank you for everything. Amen.
Thank you, God, for everything. Amen.
Short, sweet, and to the point.
Yeah. I also think it's funny that the beginning episode, they say that the turkey has, like, maybe 5 minutes left, but then...
You get a 19-minute episode, and
then
the turkey's done.
Turkey's ready.
What does Mr. Riley say? Like, soup's on or something like that? What does that mean?
Maybe they're having soup, too. I don't know.
You're the culinary expert here.
They could have been having soup.
Oh, who has soup at Thanksgiving?
Who
is it turkey soup?
I don't know.
Maybe that's why it took so long. He messed up the turkey, so he had to turn it into turkey soup real quick.
Yeah, I don't know. Or it's just Tom being Tom.
Did Tom miss most of the story working on the turkey?
No, I feel like he just went and got it. But I don't know. Or maybe he could hear.
Yeah.
Because I've always imagined that the kitchen is, like, open to the front counter.
I would say probably. But where were they? Like, were they eating at the front counter? I feel like they were probably eating at a table somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know. I think my layout of Wit's End changes in this episode compared to any other episode. So
I feel like our layout of Wit's End is ever changing.
Yeah, and I imagine it differently in different episodes.
Places, yeah, that makes sense. But basically, Chris's outro is all things work together for good for those who are called according to His purpose. Romans 8:28, and that's it. I will say it's not an overly short episode. I mean, it's a little short. It's just under 20 minutes, but like, I didn't have a lot of notes on it. Like, there wasn't a lot.
Yeah, I didn't have
say.
a ton. But also, when I'm really familiar with an episode, I also write less because I can keep a lot of it in my head. So.
Overall, good episode. Any other final thoughts?
No, I don't think so.
I think so. Next week we have episode 50.
Next week is episode 50 of Adventures in Odyssey, and it's a big one, not just because it's episode 50, but it is Karen.
Oh man. I thought you were gonna say something about Eugene. No. Karen's. I'm not saying it's a bad episode or anything, but like.
Yeah, it's a heavy one. So yes, next week we will be reviewing Karen, which for some reason I remembered was a 2-parter.
Bring your Kleenexes.
Yes, bring your Kleenexes next week. Bring your parental warnings if you're a child. I wonder if we have any children who listen to this podcast.
You never know.
Anyone younger than us?
Yeah. But yeah, we'll be back next week for episode 50. And then after that, when we go to our club, we can hit episodes and scroll down to the second row.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah,
Wahoo!
we'll be back. Thank you for watching and or listening today. We hope you enjoyed it. Follow or subscribe wherever you listen or watch, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And we'll see you next time.
Yep. Bye.